Hi everyone. Well, I certainly got a tough game for round 4, that's for sure. My opponent Matthew Searles, who I played at Stockport as well, and actually won that game as well. But overall, looking at his results so far, he's about 170 at least. He won the Atherton Rapid Play under 165 on 3 out of 3 here. He also got second in under 160 at Huddersfield and nearly won in under 180 at Leyland. So I'm facing someone who's probably should have beaten the Open, and he also had wiped all his, including one of my Denton teammates, he'd wiped all the previous 3 plays out as well pretty easily. So this was not a game I was looking forward to, and he's also 166 ECF at long play, and I also had black as well. Does life get any worse? Well, he played E4, and I knew I'd be getting this. And he also beat me at this event in 2011, which I haven't got the game for, but that was my first major then, and I was on 2.5 out of 3. I ended up playing him and I got hammered, but still. And I wasn't sure what he did for the French, but I had a feeling it'd be 3 knight c3 and I could do my winner, and I felt I'd have a chance if I do the winner. E6, d4, d5, knight c3, bishop b4, e5, c5 and a3. So far so good. Bishop takes c3, b takes c3 and queen c7. The difference between this and knight e7 is that I can play f5 against queen g4, which exposes the queen's defense of g7 and gains a tempo, but I would never play that. And now, after about a minute's thought, he played queen g4, and I could sort of tell from his body language that he usually plays this, but was worried that he might have fallen into some kind of prep. And my insides were doing the conga, because I feel very comfortable in this line, even against stronger players. I played knight e7, of course, and he played queen takes g7, rook g8, queen takes h7, and c takes d4. And actually I got a bit worried at this point, because one of Oldham's players actually plays 10 king d1 in this position, which I haven't looked at for over a year, and I still haven't now. But with the idea of king d1 is to play knight f3, knight g5, hacking line, but he played knight e2. I think I had nearly 22 minutes at this point because it was on 10-second increment. Knight b6, f4, bishop d7, queen d3, d takes c3, and now queen takes c3. Oh, just going back, something I forgot to say. White can't play c takes d4 in this position because queen c3 check wins the rook on an a1, which someone has fallen for against me before. And also, I'll say a few positional factors that black has sacrificed his king side and allowed white a dangerous h-pawn in return for fast development and attacking chances, and also destroyed white's centre, or some of it. This line is very theoretical. Go back. Queen takes c3. The alternative is knight takes c3, which has a cheapo in it, because black should play a6 to stop the knight coming in. After rook b1, the cheapo is if black castles. See if you can spot it actually. Stop the video if you want. It's a not too bad tactic, but it's quite disguised. Pause, and now we resume. Queen takes a6, and of course after a takes, what's this? Bishop takes. The only move is to interpose with the queen and gives the queen away for 3, and then white's just 3 pawns up. Not good. So black should play knight a5. And then play knight c4, castles queenside, knight f5. And because black should aim to occupy the f5 and c4 squares in this line, whereas white would try to run his h-pawn down and use his bishop pair. But he played queen takes c3, which means another line is after knight takes c3, knight f5, g4, rook takes g4, bishop h3, and knight takes e5. And I will leave you to analyse that for yourself. so I've not analysed it, to be honest, for a while. It's just a proper mess. Very, very sharp, and one slip by either side loses the game. Queen takes c3. Castle's queenside, because now there's no that nasty tricks. And now he played a4. And now I was out of book. This is an interesting plan to get the unopposed dark square bishop on the c1 to a3 diagonal, although it may be a bit slow in this line. The main move is h4. After knight f5, h5 and rook g4, and black gets good counterplay in return for this h pawn. 4. I played knight f5. In the poison pawn winning way, you should aim to put your knights, and obviously I said that. But the point of them is that the aim at e3, which has been badly weakened by f4, and it also covers d6, which is a weak square in black's camp. And now he played knight g3, and we all thought this was a bad move, because now I can get rid of white's hit past h pawn, but because it does challenge my strong knight, it isn't bad, so it's an interesting novelty. So I took, takes, and now d4. I played this move because I wanted to move my knight without allowing a queen swap, and also to clamp down on e3. And white can't do knight e4 to d6, seeing his knights are extinct. Overall a strong move, and white has to be careful. Now we play queen a3, which is not a great square for the queen. Queen c5 is good, you're sacrificing this double pawn, because after bishop d2, rook dg8, a5, white seems to now be getting the attacking chances, although the position is very unclear. But he's a bit of a hacker, so I thought he might go for this. Queen a3, and I played knight a5. My plan is to try and get rid of white's light square bishop based on the theory that pawns don't matter so much in opposite colour bishop middle games. The most important factors are king safety and bishop activity, so therefore I'm trying to provoke bishop takes c4. Now we played bishop d2, another move which my engine doesn't mind but I thought was poor during the game. I expected just maybe queen b4 just to give the pawn back to stop the pressure, because it's doubled anyway, and in the game, well, it gets won back with a twist. Bishop d2, knight c4 naturally, and now queen b3. White seems reluctant to part of the light square bishop, maybe for reasons explained above, but in this way I win a bishop and prevent castling and get a dangerous attack. So best was to take it off. Now king f2 is a good move, and now I play king b8 because now I'm threatening to take on c2 because I couldn't previously because I'd lose my queen to rook c1. Queen b3, queen c6, and now rook h7. Another point maybe of that knight g3 move that was good was that now white's rook can get active by the h file. Bishop b8 and then rook b1, king a8. And we have an unclear and complicated position, which is typical for this line. Queen b3, and now I play knight takes d2, king takes d2, bishop c6. Now white's king, instead of being on the relative safety of f2 near a wall of pawns, finds itself a sitting duck in the centre. And now I played a very reckless move, rook h7. Far too reckless. White's rook can't afford to be going astray like this. I guess my opponent thought it pins my queen down, but that is just an illusion. Bishop d5. Now the dark squares around white's king are very loose, and due to all the pressure on c2, white has to give g3 back, but the attack rages on, unlike in the lines mentioned earlier. Because if he tries to hang on with queen a3, the only reasonable square, I play bishop e4, after bishop d3, check, king e2, rook takes g3. And now white can try sacrificing his queen, but it's just hopeless. Black gains a material advantage and white's king is still exposed. Now after queen b2 I played rook takes g3, and now I knew I was winning. I've regained my pawn with white's king being subjected to a barrage down the centre. And the only move to not to lose instantly in fact is to play a5. This stops a deadly check on a5, but black's still like 2 or 3 pawns up according to my engine. But he blundered with rook h3 and I threw in this deadly check. And I love playing this move mainly because of that horrible game where I got absolutely demolished by this FM involving queen a5 check, which seemed to kill me in the opening. And now he allowed a forced mate with king e2. The only move to avoid mate is king d1, but now the crushing move is rook e3, threatening mate on e1, and after rook takes e3, d takes e3, threatening queen d2 mate and opening the d file. It's curtains. So after king e2, I played the winning move, but I actually missed the actual mate. I played rook takes h3, which works out, it either wins the f1 bishop or mates, and then of course it's winning, but the forced mate is bishop c4 check, king f2, and now sacrifice the rook. Because if white tries king g1, we have check, takes, rook g8. If bishop, there's no way to stop mate on g1 or g3. or G3, and if the bishop moves, then G2 is also hanging. So say bishop takes C4, we've got Queen G3 and Queen G2. If King takes G3, then White's king's now in the open, so it's hacked by this. If King H2, then we have bishop takes F1, and that removes the defender of G2 and mates. If the king tries going into the open, then this is mate 1, or this. It's nice on the choice of mates. Means it's less likely I'm to miss one. And if this, then this is obviously going to be ridiculous. That's mate. So that was a mate, but I just played it simple. I played takes H3, G takes H3, and I bishop check now. Because the only move to avoid mate is King D1, and but then of course that's game over. So if King F3, then we have Queen D2. This is just another example of how White's problems will result of losing that dark squared bishop. And now a maiden net is weaved around White's king with decisive effect, and our checks just run out. And White can't stop all the various mate threats. And the King F2 allows mate as well. Queen D2 check. This was the game. He played King F3. If King G1, then we have check, check, mate. If King G3, then this is also hopeless. The king is sucked up the board to its doom. This is like one of them old 19th century games. And he played King F3 and resigned after this, because the king eventually gets sucked up to H5 and mated by the queen of rook. So he threw in the towel at this point, and this game is a fine example of the dangerous counterplay that black obtains in the poison pawn winnower. And I was shocked to have wiped out a strong player this quickly, just 27 moves as black. And now I was at the stage where anything other than first would leave me disappointed. But the story is far from over in the quest to win the Manchester Rapid play under 160. I'd got lucky at my main rival, Pablo, who plays in my club, had suffered he drew in round 1, and then I think he lost in round 3, so he was like quite far behind. Now he's only on 2.5 after these games, so he was effectively out of the running for first. But he was the favourite going into it at 159 ECF for a start, and had beaten some 180 players at one play. So, but wow, what a game! And please leave any comments and thoughts. Thanks very much.